Beautiful. But he's also an English police. And how was your experience at the Olympics?
Why would you put that? Don't yell at me.
Went in, came out, rehabbed aggressively. And the cool part is that, well, for people who like gossip and things, that you're a professional at something if you make money.
He is an amazing storyteller.
Late, if you consider, the Rogers and the Rafas, but I'm definitely not them.
I'm just trying to see the similarities between my guests.
He said, wow, you guys make a lot of noise.
What? I cannot take this excuse from any man anymore. How's dad life been though for you?
Love it.
I'm a bit nervous today because my guest is not only a tennis legend and a Padma Shri and an Arjuna Award recipient, but he's also an English police. So if I make any mistake in pronouncing a word wrong, he will probably use that against me for weeks, if not months and years. Welcome to the show, Somdev.
Oh, thank you. That's exactly how all of my friends introduced me. Thanks, Anusha. Nice to be here. What's happening?
I mean, I can't tell you how I'm feeling because I never thought this day would come.
What, us talking?
Yeah, like publicly.
Podcast, like a podcast. I'm pumped. I mean, you've done quite a few of these already.
Yeah.
I like what I've seen. Well done.
Thank
Well
you.
done. And you obviously have a natural flair. So I want to see how well prepped you are.
Okay, cool. So I've always wanted to ask you this.
Okay.
It's a very noob question.
Okay.
In sports, right? I want to understand how it starts from being something that you do as a kid to what becomes professional level. In terms of what are the levels you cross?
Good question. So
Like I basically want to take you down the memory lane.
right? Like how it was over here
Yes.
growing up.
Yeah.
So couple things. One is I feel like I was right time, right place. Just as I started getting really interested in tennis, Chennai Open was a huge thing here. Started in 97. And I was 12. With a lot of my friends, we used to go there, super enthusiastic. And the goal became simple because, you watch Wimbledon, you watch, the best play in the best events in the world. And then the next best thing is the Chennai Open. And then so the target, at least in our heads, was I want to be playing this tournament one day. So that started for me young. Now, what it takes to get there, that's a completely different, that's a journey in itself, But in terms of what I wanted to do from the time I was young, that was, luckily, I was in the right place.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But what are the levels you played?
I mean, 12, 14, 16 juniors, all of that stuff. 18, played the junior majors. One of the better juniors in the country at the time. I used to travel. I mean, Sanya, myself, and there was a few others as well that kind of came up through this crop. We played together since the 10s, 12s, really. So what levels after that? I mean, the hard jump is from being a really good junior to becoming a pro that actually makes it. Because, what is a pro? I think that's the first real question you got to ask yourself, And at least in sport, at least in our sport, I feel like it's fairly brutal. You're a professional if you make money.
Yeah. I remember us having this conversation.
We did.
Yeah.
You're a professional at something if you make money. And it's very, very, very hard to make money playing sports professionally. It's very hard to do that, especially our sport, with how wide it is, with how global it is, with how, the depth that it has in different parts of the world. So in order for me to make that jump, it took me 4 years of college tennis.
Wow.
So I went and, from being one of the better juniors in the world, one of the best juniors in India, playing in college, developing, getting better over time, and then saying finally, yes, okay, I think I might be ready for the tour. And that happened when I was 23. So late, if you consider, the Rogers and the Rafas, but I'm definitely not them. I feel like I'm much more Aam
No,
Aadmi.
don't be
I
so
feel like I'm
humble.
definitely, I mean, most of the people make it by their mid-20s, in this sport. Very few go later than that. And quite a few go before that as well. But yeah, I mean, mid-20s is when you'll typically peak as an athlete. And so that was my journey. And then, hey, while I was there was a lot of downs too. People tend to forget, but that's just part and parcel of
The
the
sport.
grind. Yeah.
But did you ever think you would play at Wimbledon?
I mean, yeah. To be
Really?
honest, yeah.
Did you like manifest
I don't know
it
if
and
I
visualize
manifested it, but
it?
like um, 18, so the year is 2003. I've qualified for the main draw at Wimbledon,
Wow.
juniors. You know, very different and whatever. And but it's still pretty cool, right? Because you get to see all the top dogs, the best players in the world. At the time the Rogers was just coming through, and the Roddicks, and there was, I mean, players that we idolized
Yeah,
basically,
of
and you're
course.
kind of at the same event. So then you start wondering, it might not be that far away. It was. You don't know it at the
But
time.
then you feel like it is reachable.
It's reachable, and I think Piers doing well is one of the most positive things for me. Uh, 18 again, 2003 Wimbledon, juniors. I lost first round, singles, first round doubles. I became a tourist pretty quickly. Had a great time, And Sania, who we were all in the same
Team.
team, yeah, Indian team. There were four of us. She went and won
Wow.
the girls doubles with a Russian player, and that's the first time you're like, oh, okay, well, one of us is kind of
Making it.
yeah
Yeah.
making it really big, and then over time you start seeing, even through college, the guys that you play, they start, once the guys that you play, the guys that you competed well against or maybe beat one or two times, and if they start really making a run, then the belief sets in. You're like, maybe I'm not that far, and I think that's the cool thing with our sport as well, is you're playing every single week.
Yeah.
You're playing so many
And for how many years?
yeah, and you're
Yeah.
just playing so much that there's no real shortcut to the system. You make it if you have the level, and you have the level if you put in the work. So I like that about. I don't know what the question was.
The
Well,
question was
I kind of.
how did you manifest it or
I
like
did. I don't know. I think a little bit of belief set in once people started doing well, and then I said, okay, I think this is a possibility. Yeah.
and how was your experience at the Olympics?
Olympics. Okay, true story or
True
okay,
story.
fine. So
Wait, before that, I have to tell you guys, he is an amazing storyteller. You will imagine as if
pressure,
you
man.
are there.
That's too much pressure. That's way too much pressure. Now the mic's in front of me. Um, all right, 2012 Olympics. Where do we go from here? Uh,
Where did it happen?
in London.
Oh, wow.
And the cool part is that, well, for people who like gossip and things like that, there's a lot happening with tennis in India at that time. But the Leander Mahesh, and then who's Sania going to partner, and Rohan was around, and so there was a lot of noise around Indian tennis. Um, one of my friends that I used to train with, um, he actually made a joke at me. He said, wow, you guys make a lot of noise in Indian tennis for really not being that good. He's right, But I mean, again, with context to,
At that point.
yeah, I mean, being the best in the world at, anyway. So I'm there at the Olympics. There's all of this noise happening. I've qualified on my own merit because my ranking was good enough. But I was in zero shape to play or compete. Zero. Because I had shoulder surgery in the middle of Jan in 2012. And when I went into surgery, I remember telling my doc that he's like, what do you want to do? I was like, I really want to be back for the Olympics because I think I've made it. Um, and he's like, well, that's like 6 months away. I was like, yep. He's like, that's tough. And I was like, okay, but I don't know if I'll be around for 2016, because I mean, there's a lot that can happen in pro sport, right? So no guarantees. And so Went in, came out, rehabbed aggressively, as much as I could. And to be honest, it was like awful. It was
Brutal,
painful. It
yeah.
was, yeah, coming out of surgery is not fun, for anyone
Yeah.
who's done it. Stories might be great. So I get to London. Thank God we're playing on grass because now I have chances of winning games. I'm thinking I'm going to get embarrassed. I'm thinking I have zero shot. But again, qualified on my own merit. I've not taken anybody else's spot, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to get to play another Olympics. So here I am. And I've always wanted to kind of make that Olympic walk. The good thing was, I played a good player, played a half decent match, got killed, but it was my first match back after surgery. So I was in no shape to compete at that level, but kind of got into the Olympics and didn't want to lose that opportunity. Uh, so yeah, it was the Olympics. Participating in it personally was a little deflating in a sense because you always imagined fighting and going out and and I knew I wasn't really in any shape to kind of
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
But that being said, to get there, I mean, after having, uh, uh, a shoulder surgery, I had a clavicle resection, so part of the bone was shaved off, and then I had a slap repair, which is superior labrum, anterior, posterior. So we had to put a couple anchors in there. To come back in 6 months, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, obviously.
But
I mean, you just didn't come back.
yeah, but
You went to
the honest
Olympics.
truth again,
Yeah.
the honest truth again, because I started playing the Olympics, that was my first event. But by the time I felt normal, it was January of 2013. So 12 months
Oh,
post
yeah, a
surgery,
year
which
later.
again makes sense.
Yeah, that's what the doc said.
That's what the doc says. The timelines make sense. And then after that, came back, did well again. A whole lot of things happened after that. But, all things considered, I was pumped to be in London.
You were talking about how difficult it is, or in the sense, if you make money, then you are a professional.
Yeah.
What was the first amount that you made?
You want to hear? Oh, actually, before we get to the first proper amount that I made, let me tell you, while I was at the Olympics, I lose my match, and my coach and I are sitting around, and we said, listen, there's a couple tournaments around in London area. Why don't we go play those just to get matches, just to feel like you're kind of back in the tour again. So he said, cool. Entered the lowest level professional event. Hadn't played that level in like 4 or 5 years before.
This is not in the Olympics, it's outside.
This is literally post the Olympics.
Okay.
So I'm staying at the Olympic Village
Okay.
because I'm allowed to stay there.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
having
yeah.
a great time. I've gone to watch Bolt and Phelps, and I'm like a huge sports fan, and
Yeah.
as is my coach. So we're having a great time in London. And I went to play this professional event. It's called a Futures in tennis. And I played this guy ranked 700, 800, which, nice guy, good player, but I should be winning these matches. And again, I got smashed, right? And after I get smashed in that one, I come back and they give me my paycheck for the week. And it was, I think it was under 60 pounds,
No.
right? And keep in mind, this was in 2012. I had already broken the top 100. I had already won those medals that you mentioned for
Yeah.
India. I'd already done that. I'd already played Roger. I think I'd played Rafa by that point in big courts. And after an injury, coming back, losing first round in the lowest level event and getting like 60 pounds, my coach comes to me and he's like, hey, the good news is we have officially hit the lowest point. It cannot get lower than this. So whatever happens from then on is yeah. And luckily, it's nice to have people with that sort of perspective.
I was going to ask, who was your support system when you were going through?
No, and
these kind of
it's so
things?
easy to get down in the dumps.
Yeah, of course.
Because the doubt creeps in and all of that, But you just, again, just these were the same guys that were around, because, when I first turned professional, I hadn't really seen a big paycheck, And then I think finals of Chennai Open 2009 was maybe the first one of, I don't know, maybe 100,000, 70, 80, something like that, Don't really remember, to be honest. Maybe it could have been less, but somewhere over 50,000. But that was the first big paycheck, And
But it was never about the money, isn't it?
I mean, it wasn't about, you didn't play for the money,
Yeah.
but you realized that it was important.
Of course.
Yeah, you realized that you had, I mean,
You wouldn't be considered professional.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a professional tennis player. I have bills to pay. I have coaches to pay. I have like,
Yeah.
American coach, a strength coach, a physio. How are you going to do all? I have to travel the whole world. I have to travel. I have to pay for them. How are you going to do it unless you do well on the tour?
Yeah.
And then how do you get into Wimbledon unless your ranking's high enough? So, you don't care about the money, but you care about playing well, because if you play well, you have results. If you have results, your ranking's there. If your rankings are there, you make, it's all kind of a byproduct of doing a job well.
So, one more question. Were you nervous when you were playing against Federer or Rafa?
I mean,
I mean, it's such a stupid question.
Which story do you want first?
But I want the truth.
It's the truth. Of course, you're nervous.
Yeah.
I mean, Roger was first. It's funny enough, actually, because we were at Mahesh and Lara's wedding in Feb 2011 in Goa, and it was a wedding. So I had just finished I think I'd done well in one tournament. I'd come back home, left all my bags with my friend in Chennai, Vikram, one of our still one of my closest friends. And I went for the wedding. Had a great time. Now, during the wedding, one big player in Dubai pulls out. Mahesh happens to know the tournament director in Dubai. Calls him. He says, "Hey, Som's here. He's played a good tournament. I mean, wildcards opened up." He's like, "Yeah, would he like it?" I said, "Yeah, of course. Why not? I haven't practiced for like a week, but apart from that, why not? Been having a great, grand old time in Goa with all my friends." So he's like, "Okay, great. We are going to Dubai right from the wedding, actually." So Rohan was there, Lee was there, me, and so we happened to go to Dubai. Vikram, who's in Chennai, gets all my bags, flies to Dubai. On the plane, I have not hit a ball in at least 4 days, 5 days. Not to say the other things that I shouldn't have been doing.
Exactly.
It wasn't ideal preparation, let's just call it that, right? So we land up in Dubai. Right as I land, phone blows up. I'm playing Roger.
Oh,
I was like,
no.
oh shit, what a time to play Raj. And the first thing I'm thinking is, don't make this embarrassing. Just don't make this embarrassing. I mean, it's true, but it's a thought that goes into a lot of players' heads.
Of course, yeah.
When you're on a big stage for the, not first time, but first time playing Roger and then, you're out there and then you're wondering about all the other things that have happened. Have I played? Have I practiced enough? And this and that. And then if you look at the way Roger plays, I mean, it's different because Novak plays different, Rafa plays different, Murray plays different. But when I played those guys, I always felt that they allowed you to play. They allowed you to, warm up into the court. They allowed you to kind of breathe a little bit, The rallies kind of went on a little bit longer. They dominated you, but in different ways. And Roger, he can make really good players look very, very average. And he's done, and you look at the score lines, he's beaten top guys 1-1, 2-1, 1 in love. I think he almost double bagel Andy Murray at the O2 finals one time. I mean, he's got that
knack.
Yeah, he's just and he does it kind of effortlessly, which is insane. You're kind of in awe. At the same time, you're like, I'm playing this guy. So, my first thing was don't make it embarrassing. And I think I held serve the first couple of games. And then I was like, okay. That was pretty cool. The cool thing was it was in Dubai. So there was a lot of Indians, I won't go that far and say that they were all rooting for me.
Yeah.
They were obviously not. But I think they all were happy about the fact that it was
an Indian.
It was an Indian and it was a half decent match.
Yes.
I played decent tennis. I lost 3-3. But I came out of that saying, maybe there was 3 or 4 things I would have done differently. But by and large, I think I had one break point, missed a return. And other than that, I didn't really have a shot.
You gave your
but
best.
the times I played well, I played half decent, and it wasn't close. He wasn't really sweating, but good experience, and I think Vic was happier that I played Roger than I was because he got the front row seat to watching Roger, and
I can only imagine the grin on his face.
Yeah, it was a heck of an experience. Yeah, it was really, really cool.
And Rafa?
Rafa was different circumstances. I was playing really good at that time, I think. I think it was maybe 2 months later, 2 or 3 months after I played. Well, maybe the following month because it was Indian Wells. Yeah, it was. Playing reasonably well. And I think Rafa was number one at the time, or something like that. But I think I played Malise in the third round, who was, I mean, he was definitely in the top 20 at some point. I think at that time maybe he wasn't. But I beat him 7-6 in the third. And before that, I beat Baghdadis, who was top 20. Played well. Before that, beat Manarino, who was, I mean, still playing really well. So I had a pretty tough draw. Played pretty well to beat a couple,
Good track record.
yeah, really, really good players. So going into Rafa, I'm thinking, shit, I'm playing reasonable tennis. The problem is Rafa was one. I think in the second round he beat the guy I used to practice with, Rick DeVost. I think he beat him bad, like 2-love or something, 2-1. In the next round, I think he beat another guy who I used to practice with a lot, Sweeting. I think it was again 1-2 or something bad. And so I'm thinking, I'm like, I just want to be better than those guys. No, but the funny thing is, before that one, my coach actually thought that I had a reasonable shot because I was playing decent.
Really well.
And
When you say decent, it is actually really well.
I mean, yeah.
But you can't say it yourself.
And I had a good conversation with a couple good players. I think I'd spoken to Novak before that, spoke to Roddick a little bit. And I think the important thing is that the intimidation was slightly less. For some reason, I kind of was aware of the things that were going to happen at the start of the match because I had spoken to these guys. I was looking for patterns that they had told me to look for a little bit. And, it was pretty cool. And Centre Court, Indian Wells, probably like the second or third biggest stadium in the world. Again, started well. Broke him first game and held second game. So up to love, nerves calm down and you feel like, you can...
You got it.
Yeah, you feel like you're in the match. You don't feel like, you're completely getting outplayed, outmaneuvered,
Some even
outclassed.
grounds.
Yeah, at least it's a match, And from then on, it was reasonable, I played pretty well, got it to 5-all. He broke back, whatever, 7-5, 6-4. But played a good match. I felt pretty happy with that performance, and that was probably one of the better performances for me in my career. I know we talk a lot about, the Asian Games gold or the Commonwealth gold and things like that. But from a pure tennis perspective, it may not be a popular opinion in India, but to go out and beat top 20 guys and to compete against top 5 guys and, go out and play the 500s and the thousands and actually play the best in the world and try and hang with them, try and beat them. And, especially for me, coming from India, A, B, not the biggest guy on the tour, pretty small guy on the tour, not a whole lot of weapons. So to manage so many different aspects, to play a big man's game in a different style, I thought was one of the coolest experiences for me. Yeah.
That's incredible. Like, I never thought I would ever utter these names because I don't know anything about tennis, if I'm being
Yeah, you don't.
very honest.
Yeah.
The reason he's saying you don't is because when I first met Som, I didn't even know he was Somdev, the tennis player. we met.
He thought I was a fitness dude. And was that what you thought?
I
What
thought
did
were
you
a
think?
surfer.
Oh, you thought I was a surfer?
Because I saw you at the surf festival
Ah.
for the first time.
Okay. Obviously, you didn't see me in the water.
No.
Yeah, because that's where I get pushed.
No.
At the time I was.
And
Yeah.
then I met you at the terrace, and we were all working out together. This was
COVID.
right before COVID or
No,
during
just,
COVID.
just during COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then I got to know about him through your wife, Shivali. She's like, my husband's a tennis player. I said, really? What kind of tennis? I'm like,
I know a couple tennis players.
So, my question is, I only met you as a musician. Like, you had already started writing music and doing all of that stuff. And then I remember I said, is he not playing it? I'm like, no, he's retired. So how did you walk away from all of this?
Honestly, pretty suddenly.
Really?
Yeah.
What led to it?
Combination of things, probably. If I'm looking back, I wasn't playing great. Few niggles, maybe it was the ankle, maybe it was the shoulder. I think I mentioned earlier, I wasn't really a guy that had that many weapons to rely on, so I had to move really well. I had to be super fit. I had to be smart. I had to be, very, very, very motivated to play good tennis. And one of the things I felt that got me to playing at a reasonable level against the top guys, or at least
In your
in the top
opinion.
100, or playing the slams consistently, was the fact that I was insanely motivated. When I was since and I feel that way looking back. Even when I was not a pro, even when I was a junior, that's one of those, like, I
You
very,
have an obsessive nature.
yeah,
Yeah.
I needed to do it right. I needed to
You just got to get it done.
spend hours in the gym, running, whatever it was, physio. It didn't matter. I was pretty hardcore about that stuff, quite intense. And um, in fact, there's a few of our friends who I used to train with who used to hate training with me because I was a little too intense.
Wow.
Which I joke about now, but I can totally. I mean, they were kids.
Yeah.
They wanted to hit, and I was giving everyone a hard time. Just
Well, you give a hard time in general.
yeah, but and so at 31, I was 30, yeah, 31. I realized I wasn't playing as well. I was slipping in the rankings. I was less motivated to work the way I did. Maybe I was burnt out. Maybe it was, a long time that I was doing it, and I was doing it the hard way. In fact, Anand Amritraj, who's one of the Davis Cup captains, one of my favorite captains, to be honest. Uh, I played quite a few matches with him, and there was a lot of times I won a couple 5-setters, and he was on the bench. And he used to come off the court after that, and he used to look at me and say, "Som, that's a tough way to make a living. Like, how much longer are you gonna run? You can just do something." I was like, "Man, this is me. This is who I am. This is my DNA. It's a very hard thing to change overnight." And at 31, I felt like I didn't want to be 150 in the world forever. If you were gonna do it, you were gonna be top 100. You were going to play the majors. You were going to play against the best. And if that was not going to happen, then there was no point in being
Continuing.
150. There was no point in being 200. I'd been there for long enough. And yeah, it just didn't make sense. And to be completely honest with you, there's like a lot of people that look at this as like sad sometimes.
No, it's just, I was going to ask you that. I was like, how are you so in touch with your reality? I feel like
I
that's
mean,
such a superpower, honestly.
I don't know, superpower or not, I feel good people around you, honest people around you since you're young. They just keep you grounded.
Yeah.
Things that matter, things
Yeah.
that don't really matter. So, I honestly looked at the next phase of life, whatever that step was going to be. I was, at this point, Shivali and I were dating for a long enough time where we felt like we knew
Where
which
you wanted to
direction
go.
we were heading in, That was exciting. There were, other things in life that I wanted to pursue. Music it was an interest, obviously, but I had no idea that I could write. I had no idea I could write. I had no idea I wanted to write. And I definitely didn't have any idea of, I knew
Playing the
I
guitar.
knew I loved playing. It's, playing cover songs or playing at bars at night and, in college, which is what I used to do, and play with my friends and jam and, play different songs of different bands. That's a completely different ball game than going out and writing your own stuff
Yeah.
and figuring out what needs to be arranged. What do you want, what are you singing about, or what do you, so
And putting an album together.
yeah, and that it's a completely so I didn't honestly see the music, but I recognized that there was a lot of things in this world that were very, very, very interesting to me. It were very exciting.
Apart from tennis.
Apart from the professional tennis tour, and especially, I mean, again, the grind of the lower tours. I did not want to do that. It just wasn't interesting. And so when I realized that the amount of work that it was going to take me to get back was, then you started seeing the other things, and I was like, honestly, I know that a lot of my friends play till their mid-40s, and great. I think
Good for them.
Yeah, great for them. But when I started, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to play the big events. I wanted to play against the best.
And you did all of that.
And I did to the best of my abilities. And when it was time to go, it was time to go.
But like once you finish, you said you may have had a burnout.
Yeah.
Did you at that
I mean, there were
time?
times I didn't enjoy it.
That's what I'm saying. So at
Yeah.
that time, was it difficult to, keep your mental health in check? These days, of course, there's way more awareness about mental health in athletes or even outside of
I
that.
mean, where do you stand on this whole mental health spectrum? Because, that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, listen,
Where do you stand?
I can only tell you how I saw it with me. Um, was I sad when I lost? Yeah, I was, but uh, I mean, yeah, I was sad that I lost when I was in Japan, but I also thought that Tokyo was an incredible place to go out and check out, or Stockholm or Paris or wherever else that I was at. So I didn't find myself to be unlucky. I don't consider myself unlucky or, unfortunate or, you know, I, tr- I mean, I try not to complain.
It's that you take the sport seriously, but you don't take yourself seriously.
Yeah, I read somewhere once or I heard somewhere once where, take your work seriously, yourself not as much. Um, but yeah, I guess it was something like that. I guess you could call it something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
So like, did you have enough help with mental health, or were you always just like this?
I had good friends, I had really good friends, great family. Um, yeah, and I'm around coaching now. I'm around kids now, and you start to see a lot of the things that I took as granted as normal.
That's what I'm asking. What are the things?
Coming home after a match when you win or when you lose, and you're on the dinner table and things are the same, right? And
They're not the same
they're not
anymore.
the same. They're not the same.
They're overly
The,
celebrated, you think?
or overly criticized,
Both.
Yeah, or one or the other, or the conversations in the car from the match home, what was those conversations about? Was it about winning and losing, or was it about the performance? Was it about something that happened, or was it about, what you were yeah, there's so many things, and it's so easy for parents. It's so easy for parents and for kids to be so obsessed with results.
And to fall prey to success.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and at what cost, and what's it for, and what is success, and what is real success, right? Uh, I guarantee you, and I tell this to my kids a lot. No pro remembers what happened at 12, right? I mean, we remember,
But
but you're not.
it doesn't define you.
Yeah, you're not attached by that result, or the things that happen at 12 or 16 or 18 or even last month. It's just you just kind of forget and you move on and you
Yeah.
try and every day is a new day, every day is a new opportunity. I got to be better today than I was yesterday. Yesterday was a bad day. Okay, move on. Today will be a better one. And in tennis, the best coaches in the world always say that good players or the better players have, they kind of find a way to just move on to the next thing and not complain about
What had
everything.
happened.
Yeah, all the reasons for them to not succeed today, rather than, okay, this is what I need to do.
What's next?
Yeah, in these circumstances, this is what's required. And I think I was lucky to have people around me that kind of pointed me that way.
Did maybe that attitude also you took it forward in life?
I mean, at times, I still
Yeah.
get sad.
Yeah.
I mean,
Of course.
who doesn't, right? Who doesn't? But yeah, there's times that are hard, obviously, and there's times that are great. But I think perspective helps. Again, having
Support system.
yeah, great support staff around. I think Shivali has been amazing for so many different reasons. I mean, think about this for a second, right? 9 years ago, I retired from professional tennis, and I haven't really had a real job. Yeah,
Lies.
I haven't. I worked on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm still now. I feel like I'm doing a lot of new things. With yeah, music is one side of it, but there's an academy. There's other stuff that I'm working on.
You are not someone that can just sit idle. Don't paint that picture.
I'm not. But
Yeah.
but there were times where I wanted to.
Yeah.
There were times where I wanted to, and there's times that I did.
Okay.
But I mean, think about it from like I don't know. For 1 month, I'm just waking up and writing songs. Where's this going? Is it that good? And in fact, for all of you, is this a good time for me to look into camera?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Or is this a good time for me to look at the director? Okay, so true story. Okay, in COVID, I was writing songs, recording
know where
songs,
this is going.
getting my setup ready, and Anusha walks in one day, and Shivali and I are kind of having a good time with one of the songs I'm recording, and turns out she's a singer. Uh, Whether she's a good one or not, I'll let the viewers or the listeners decide. But the good news is, if I am bribed with the right things, I actually have an entire song of hers recorded, which is one of my songs,
Yes.
which I actually haven't
I was
released.
hoping you would not mention it
Yeah,
today.
I have not released that, and we have the entire song, her performing it. So who wants to listen?
I'm just glad that there was no video of it.
There wasn't a video.
Thank God.
There
Because
was
I
not
was
a
so
video.
into it.
It's a good song. It was
a
a
great
reasonable
song.
song.
Yeah, it's a great
but,
song.
But maybe we actually come out with the real recording.
Another experience that I will never forget in my life is when Shivali and I were like, humming in the background for hours. It went on for hours.
Okay.
Not that day, another day.
Okay.
You were singing,
Uh-huh.
and we were just like harmonizing in the background. Ooh.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
so funny.
I don't know. I hope you were on key. I mean, I don't know.
I don't think we were. I don't think we were. I don't
Did
think
you have
we
a
were.
good time?
Of course.
That's all that
Always a
matters.
good time
That's
around
all
you
that
and Shivu.
matters.
When I first became friends with Shivali and she told me that you were a tennis player, I didn't even bother asking about your professional career. I was like, how did you guys meet? How did this happen?
True.
And she was telling me the whole story, which I don't think, if you want to share, if you don't want to share, but I want to share one thing. Apparently, he used to travel between matches from across the world just for a day to come see her and go back.
Yeah.
What a green forest! So
Hey, you know what? A lot of this stuff is in the album. So people who actually haven't listened, please listen if you want
Yes.
tidbits,
Yes.
But there is a line in the album. What is it? Yeah, I mean, there's a line in there's a song called Little Love, which I wrote for our son. And a part of that was, I figured at some point he would ask us, how did we meet? And the song has that, we met at an elevator in a hotel.
Yes.
I asked her if she could dance. And, as they say, the rest is history. But that was one part of it. But there's another song where I did say, there was a time that I'd fly the world to see you. And the next line is, imagine if the only thing we said when we have a fight, that was the context, was imagine if the only thing we said was sorry, I'll try and be better for you. Which is ironic because nobody ever says that. But there are times that I really wish that, well, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I was just like, when I heard that, I was like, what? I cannot take this excuse from any man anymore. I was busy. Like,
Yeah.
so flew across the world to see her.
Yeah, and she was in college.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I was I was in between. It happened a couple of times, maybe. Maybe my coaches weren't that happy about that decision. But and I remember it was she was in law college in Pune, and she had a pet guinea pig.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had no
and
idea.
it just bothered me that this thing pooped everywhere, literally everywhere, man. And all I did when I visited her while she was in class was clean up
Clean?
their house. And yeah, there I was, this professional tennis
Tennis
player,
player.
just cleaning guinea pig poop.
Professional
Yeah.
guinea pig poo cleaner.
Oh my goodness. And yeah, well, it worked.
Of course it worked, and you have a beautiful son. I want to ask you, I've always come to you for different kinds of advice, but I want to ask an advice for all the girls watching. What are the 3 things?
Where's this going?
What are the 3 things that a woman should not compromise on when it comes to their partner? From a man's perspective.
What are the
He's
3
like,
things they
how did this go from professional tennis
to guinea pigs and what should a woman not compromise on?
All right, what should she rather look at? Like, what are the 3 must-have qualities in a man that she should look out for?
I don't know. Does he apologize?
Good one.
Is that
always,
good?
always.
Does that work?
Yes.
I wonder how different would it have been if somebody else asked me that question. I don't know. I didn't think that. I was on the spot there.
Yeah, exactly.
Good
See?
answers.
Yeah, I think so.
Decent.
Well, what do you think? Do you think this is a good answer?
What
And what
did
are
I
the-
say again? Honesty?
Does he apologize? Does he make you laugh?
That's good.
Yeah, it's a great
Yeah, I
combination
think
of
that's,
things.
yeah. Mark that down. Yeah.
So let's talk about your album.
Okay.
How did you? When did you realize you could write songs? Like what was the first song that you wrote?
I wrote some bad ones. I wrote some pretty crappy ones. I used to travel with the guitar. Um, and I think I watched a documentary of like people writing songs.
Oh yeah.
Like really great songs, how they were written. You know, I was a geek about that kind of stuff. Uh, I said, "Wow, okay, let me try." And I wrote a couple songs, and you know, I don't really play them that much anymore. But you know, it was a part of the journey, right? And I think when I retired, true story. I went with a friend of mine, Chris, and my sister. Uh, we went to an Ed Sheeran concert in Washington D.C. Uh, and in that show, Ed Sheeran kept talking about writing your own stuff and just playing and writing and playing and writing and playing. Uh, we finished that show, drove home, got on a guitar, and wrote a song.
Really?
That was my first song ever.
So that was your inspiration.
Yeah, that was
he
my first song
inspired you.
ever. Ironically, that first song I had written was about me quitting professional tennis. Yeah.
So that was your mental health support system.
Was it?
I think so. Like
When you tell
always
me-
making sure like you journal it, but in a songwriting way.
Yeah. You want to hear the first line now that I
Yes.
think about it? When I walked into this new life, wondering what was meant to be, I gave myself no ending in order to be free. Now I walk this world a free man. Misery still follows me. She's here, she's there, she's everywhere. But she's here, she's there, she's everywhere. Is the story incomplete? Yeah. How can you stay the same way? How can you dream of things you've already done? Things like that. Yeah.
Wow.
So that song's called New Man. But yeah, and it talks a lot about pride that I had, the things that I was not proud of, the journey and things. Yeah, it was a deep song, one of my first ones. And after I wrote that, the next two or three came out really quickly. Really, really quickly.
Because you were in the
Yeah, and I felt like I had a lot of things.
to say.
Maybe there was a lot of things that were, I wrote one about an aunt of mine who had passed away. And that just like,
That's what I'm saying. Your support system is basically
yeah,
songwriting.
and then I wrote one about something else, and then I wrote one about the one you sang about, and sometimes things don't go the way you planned or
Yeah.
whatever. That was the song.
Sometimes
Doesn't go the way you plan. Do mistakes encapsulate the way I am.
I remember when I was reading, you were like, do you know how to read English? First of all, that's another thing. He's the biggest. Bully is a strong word, but
Yeah.
still bully.
Yeah, I think old-fashioned in a nicer way,
Yeah.
Again,
Highly competitive.
yeah, highly
and a bully.
competitive is very true.
Yeah.
Very, very competitive.
Yeah.
In fact, last night we were at a friend's birthday party, and we stopped playing Taboo because it got too bad.
Happens all the time.
Our team was winning.
I am proof because
Yeah.
this happened to me when we were at a Diwali party in your house.
Yeah,
House.
yeah, there you go.
God. House. And we were playing poker and I did such a bad job. Like, why would you put that? And I was like, don't yell at me. I don't want to play no more.
Who said that?
You and me.
No, really?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like such an idiot. What an idiot move that was.
My
Whenever
wife,
what?
whenever my wife tries to imitate me, you always say like,
Yeah, actually.
I don't speak like that. But you did the same thing, caught red-handed.
Yep. No, we were talking about your songs. Let's go back
Okay,
to
let's
the
go back to the
songs.
songs.
Yes.
Yeah. We can edit half of this, right?
Yeah, we can.
Good, thank
Yeah.
God. Okay, good. What about the songs?
We were talking about your first song, and then the second and the third one followed. But how
Yeah,
did
it
you?
happened quickly. And then the first album was that was an experience and a half. I immersed myself in a studio for like a month. Again, think about the patience it requires for my wife. For me to-
100%.
For me to just say, she's like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to Shillong for a month to record and kind of hanging out with my friends and having a great time.
She's a great wife.
She is. she's very understanding.
Yes.
Because I feel like I do a lot of stuff. Not, I do a lot. I'm busy.
Yeah.
I'm committed to,
Different things.
yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of events and sports, and there's a lot of things I'm interested in. And patience with me is, yeah, I think key. Because
Yeah.
I bounce around a lot. Maybe I have ADHD. I don't know. Maybe I haven't tested myself.
Undiagnosed.
I don't see the point anymore.
We've all just accepted
What's
it.
gonna happen if I find out?
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a lot, and she's very patient, especially now, with you know work commitments, obviously, but also the fact that we're a family and we have a son, and there's a lot that you know it's not that she wants me to hang out with him more, or it's that we want this a lot more, so taking the time to do that is something that she does incredibly well, and lucky man, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, that's 1000% true. Whichever wise person said that, I mean, that's at least a prerequisite to happy.
Yeah.
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 I mean, happy wife helps. Yeah.
And with your album, I remember when we were there for the hearing session 2 weeks
Yes.
ago, Arvind or
Yeah,
Arvind?
Arvind.
Arvind had mentioned that there's no digital footprint on
Yeah, there
the
isn't.
album. What, like, how and why?
I think he's old school. I think first thing is Arvind is old school. We kind of sat down and listened to some music. I mean, first of all, he's an incredible musician himself, jazz, uh, you know, plays all sorts of stuff, obviously, but his jazz stuff is, for me, it stands out. So it kind of makes sense that he's not this, especially in the current world where AI is literally making songs. You type in a bunch of information to AI and you say, write a song, and AI writes a song. Not just the song, not just the
Everything.
lyrics, but every single thing. Make it sound happier.
Yeah.
Make it sound chirpier.
Yeah.
And AI does it all for you, and that's one of the things that kind of is annoying. Um, and I think both of us have similar taste in music in that sense. So when we wrote when the songs came out and he heard them, and we decided, well, he decided mostly of how he wanted them to sound. I think it was a very important part that he said, I don't want auto tune. I don't want, any keys or pads or things that MIDI that we could easily use. I want real instruments. I said, listen, go for it. Why? I mean, if you think you can, I mean, that would be incredible, right? And so he did it, and it was for me to watch the process unfold in such a short duration of time. I think the entire thing from start to finish was 6 weeks. I mean,
Incredible.
it was a pretty packed 6 weeks. We were in studio a lot. Um, I was there for the sessions. I was there for my sessions, obviously, but I wanted to sit in just to kind of understand the thought process of because this is so new to me. It's one thing for me to sit in a room with a tennis player and map out a plan of the next 6 months and how
I was actually going to ask you the same question. Like, were there, how do I say, were there similarities between how you approached tennis and how you approached the album or the recording?
I mean, the similarity was me, obviously, right?
of course.
So I think the processes that I like to follow would be similar. There would be that you would kind of have that feel with pretty much most of the things that I feel like you would end up doing, right? So yeah, was it similar in a sense? Yeah, it was meticulous. I sat down and I put a lot of thought into, different things, obviously. But once my part was done, which is the writing, the arrangements, and then my recordings, the guitars, the vocals, and all of that. Once that part was done, the entire, putting together the whistle, putting together the accordion, what kind of a drum beat is this going to have? What kind of, lead guitar is Vikram going to play, and what's the bass line going to be? That was Arvind. And I wanted to see that in motion. So I honestly wanted to kind of be a fly on the wall, look and
Just
see.
observe.
It's fun to see good people
Do their
do
thing.
their thing. It's really fun, And then the cool part was I was chiming in on a few opinions here and there, but I'd say most of it was Arvind, and it was an absolute pleasure to be around thorough professionals at do their thing.
So of course, my favorite song is Worry.
Worry, okay?
I think the way you brought in the tabla in the
Yeah.
music, it was incredible to hear it for the first time because I hadn't heard any of these songs except
You
for Monkey
hadn't.
and the Elephant.
You heard a lot of my old songs.
Old songs.
Yeah.
So it was incredible to watch that. Whose idea was that?
Worry. The tabla was Shivali's idea.
Really?
Yeah. So I was actually very curious to see how Worry would sound. Should I play it?
Yeah, of course.
I didn't know what sound I wanted. I really didn't know. I knew I liked the song. I knew I liked the arrangements, but I didn't know. I knew it couldn't be an acoustic piece. It needed to be
Something,
Yeah, it
yeah.
needed to be something more, but also not too many things. And I didn't know what that was. I was really wondering what the bigger sound of the song should kind of be like, and then she said tabla, and we were sitting there, and Arvind heard, and I said, yeah, tabla maybe like cool, but I didn't
How?
really,
Yeah.
I didn't really like. And then when we recorded, Dina, the drummer percussionist who's done the
An amazing
entire
job.
the entire album, we asked him, hey, do you play tabla? He's like, yeah, a little bit. And this guy is, first of all, he's a prodigy. He's incredible. And the first note hit, and we were like, that's the sound. That is it right there. And the entire song was done in one take. And we just let him go. We were like, go with it. He felt the song, he heard it, and then he just played. And so that was the cool thing with this song, is it was a very feel-oriented thing. And I think even the playing part of it was pretty feel-oriented. The lyrics took me a little while for certain things, but but yeah, the entire thing is so feel-oriented that the tabla, I just felt, and the thing that it's not, I mean, not, let's not get technical, but it's not a drum, it's
Yeah,
not a
it's
drum,
not.
it's not the same.
It's got a completely different, I wouldn't say even tone, like a rhythm to it.
Yeah, it just, and there's different parts, he does it different ways.
Yeah.
It's freestyle,
Yeah.
and that's the coolest thing I think about the song Worry, is that it is, in a sense, just an expression of, a lot of what we feel a
Yeah.
lot of the time, which is
Very.
undoubtedly worry. Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So, which is my favorite song in the album? Changing. It's changing a lot. Now that I have, I think one of the things that a lot of musicians do, I don't know, do you know this about musicians? They listen to stuff on like a whole lot of different speakers.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so you obviously have your monitors, you have your in-ear monitors, you have your studio monitors, and then you have, you want to listen to it in a car, in different cars. You want to listen to it with big headphones, with little headphones, and you want to listen to it in different Bluetooth speakers. To
See what it sounds
what
like.
does it sound like?
What does it pick?
Right, and that's the coolest part about like mastering. That's the last bit of it, which, you listen to everything that's out there, and you're like, how are these guys mastering it so well? Because it sounds good on everything, including like a phone speaker and like those tiny Bluetooth speakers,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And how do people make that? So for me, that is a very fascinating world of how people actually do that. So over the last week, I feel like I've been listening to the songs enough on different things where I like certain ones that I didn't like before, or I didn't, or vice versa, or maybe I feel like I could have sung something a little bit different or a little bit better. And that, I feel like that happens a
A lot,
lot, doesn't
yeah.
it? Because it happens to me in a tennis court.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
You know, I watch a
I feel
match.
like you're a perfectionist and you're never satisfied.
No, that's not a nice thing to say.
Why? It's a compliment. You see what you
No.
did right now. You're like, oh, I didn't play it right the first time. Let me do it again. I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm saying that you're okay to redo it so you can do it better.
Yeah, but the issue with this is like, you know, I when I played tennis, I hate watching myself. Hate. Like,
So you're not going to watch this podcast either.
very good chance I don't watch
Probably
it.
not.
Very good chance I don't watch it, right? I mean, I've watched the other ones. I'm just not going to watch me, right? But you know, when I played tennis, I hated watching myself. I hated walking into a room when it was on. Um, and when now that I do TV and media and, you know, tennis analysis, I sometimes run into people that like something I said or didn't like something I said, which is fine. I understand that some people won't like
Opinions.
it. It's okay, and some people will like it. That's, you know, I do my best and see what happens. And but God, I hate watching myself on because you. What did I say? Why,
Yeah.
you know? And but the truth of it is that if you actually want to get better, you better watch yourself, and you better understand the things that you need to do better, whether it's on the tennis court and
Not nitpicking, but just
trying to get better. Why would you not want to get better, right? So musically, obviously, it would be the same thing.
Yeah.
Now that being said, I am as pleased as I can possibly be with the outcome of
course.
the album, with the way it's sounding, with the effort we put in, and the entire process, start to finish, about as happy as can be with the way everything's sounding. So, what's my favorite song? I don't know. I really like Monkey and the Elephant.
I knew you were going to say
I
that.
really do. I mean, doesn't the trombone sound a little bit like the
Amazing,
elephant?
yes.
Doesn't it?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you could.
And I know you got an artist from the other part of the world.
No, the trombone artist was actually a friend who's a musician, his son,
Oh, really?
who is studying music in New Jersey.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, solid, I mean, great music. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, an artist from another part of the world.
Yeah,
I
it
guess.
is,
Yeah,
it was.
you were right.
Because this,
Uh,
remember you mentioned
But
it.
there were players. The accordion player was from Ukraine, and you know, again, Arvind put all of this stuff together. I don't know how, but yeah, maybe Monkey and the Elephant, because I think that the trombone sounds a lot like the elephant being playful and playing
Also, maybe
along.
because you've sung it so many times to Ido.
I have.
Yeah.
I have. I sing a lot to him.
But
I s-
I feel like you're such a good dad.
Am I?
Yeah.
I hope I am. That's one of the things I want to be good at.
Of course you
Yeah.
are. The reason I'm saying that is because imagine if Ido grows up and he's like, this is a song my dad wrote for me when I was
Yeah.
a kid.
Yeah, either that or he'll hate it. He'll be like, Dad, stop embarrassing me at the
For a brief
parties."
period of
yeah,
time.
maybe.
But then in his 30s, he's gonna like cherish.
Yeah, it's too long away, too far away.
Yeah.
Who knows, man?
know.
If he's happy, I'm happy. We're all doing okay.
Yeah.
Whether he likes the song or not
How's
is
dad
secondary.
life been though for you?
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. I mean, I feel like there's different sides of you that come out, you know. I like being quiet, you know. I like
Do you?
no with him. Like
yeah,
it's
okay.
quiet. I like it, you know. I like because you know, I find it fascinating that, you know, and I used to say this to Shivali all the time. You know, it's like everybody is born into the world with something or the other. You know, they have to be, right? Because whether that something is fear or anxiety or happiness or, you know,
We don't know.
you don't know, right? Why does a kid like blue and not red? Who decided that, right? And so I find it fascinating because pretty much every day I mean, on a week-to-week basis, there are massive new things with
Developments.
kids. Massive develop. From a day to day, if you're not paying attention, you won't really see it, right? But something as simple as how he says yellow, or you know, the things that he likes, or the things that he can put two words together instead of three. There's just whether it's two steps instead of three. Now he's learning to climb on a couch or whatever it is, right? So I feel like there are very legitimate new developments every 2 days. and that in itself is absolutely fascinating. You know, because I think about it a lot of times. I'm like, oh yeah, this is the first time he's seeing them all, right? And he's
So
probably
you
like,
get to
I'm
create that
walking around
world.
there, like, and he's like, light, 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 light. People, 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 look, food, food, and toys, and
Yellow.
yellow, and ball, and basketball. It's just, so there's just so many things happening with kids. So it's quite incredible that, you know, we kind of get to be their parents, and support them while their eyes are open, because, you know, there's a cool poem that one of our friends gifted us, uh, about children, where, you know, you don't really try to control them. They cannot be, and you just let them be. And listen, I'm saying all of this as I'm not an expert. I'm far.
From your
Yeah,
experience, yeah.
and I'm just a dad that's super enthusiastic about the kid, and uh, and whatever else comes with it, you know. And it's just, yeah, it's an amazing journey. Every day is something new.
Do you feel like he'll turn out to be a tennis player or a musician?
Oh God.
Ah!
You know, the tennis player part scares me sometimes. Um, I've seen great tennis players, not just from India, but from all over the world, um, and seen their kids have different relationships with tennis.
The
Obviously,
pressure.
can
Yeah.
you imagine?
I can't.
Can you imagine? You know, and I wasn't even that good. You know, just think about the other guys. You know, think about being Bjorn Borg's son. Like, God, you know, think about that. So, uh, comes with its pros and cons, obviously, like anything. But ultimately, you know, I think the way we are approaching this is introduce him to anything and everything, and
Let him pick.
yeah, when he likes something, he'll pick it. When he wants to do something, you'll know if you're paying attention. You know, it could be anything. And if it's tennis, the pros are we'll save a lot. The cons are, I mean, you know, the cons. So, yeah, let's see which way this goes. You know,
Yeah.
but how can you predict?
I'm very excited for you guys, and I'm very excited for Ido. I feel like
Yeah.
he has so many options, and you guys are going to be such understanding parents that are not going to pressurize him.
I'll tell you, I'd love it if he surfed. If he loves surf,
True.
yeah, because I mean,
I
think
feel like
about
you can't wait for him to walk comfortably so
yeah,
he can start swimming.
yeah, and he has to imagine if he surfed. I mean, cool destinations we could all visit together. It's beachy, it's nice. Yeah,
Yes.
I like that. It's a great lifestyle. Doesn't pay though. I mean, unless you're like the top of the top. But I
Yeah.
mean, yeah,
Who knows?
who knows?
Who knows?
Hey, maybe in the future.
He will.
Yeah,
Look at
maybe in the
what you
future.
did.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, stop being pessimistic. You're right. Stop being pessimistic.
So we have a couple of words that we generally would ask the guest to pick from,
Okay.
and you just have to you just have to tell us what you think about that word or what that word means to you.
Okay.
Okay. So
I've
I'm
seen this
gonna-
before. What's the first thing that comes to my mind when you say the word cringe?
Yeah. Or like, what do you think about the word? What
Great
is it?
word.
Why so?
I don't know. It's a nice word. You see people cringe all the time. It could happen during I mean, for me, it happens if I'm watching a person hit a shot and I'm like, do something better. I'm saying that now because I'm on tennis court a lot with young kids.
Do you
who,
cringe at your students a little
No, I don't. I cringe at watching myself a lot. What cringe? Next word. Come on.
bit? Okay, cool. Mask.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Has anyone told you you look a little bit like him?
No one has ever told me that.
Really?
No one has ever told me that.
When we
Wait,
post
is
this.
Jim Carrey doing this?
Quite
No,
possible.
a lot of people have told me Taylor Lautner.
I don't know who that is. Oh, the guy who comes in.
Twilight.
Yeah, Twilight.
Yeah. Look, and,
Yeah, I
and,
can
and
see.
a lot of people
I
have
can
told
see
me
why.
that. Cool.
So Mask was Jim Carrey. All right.
No, I don't look like Jim Carrey, dude. What's wrong
Little
with
bit you do now, especially when you're talking about such deep things like he does.
you? He has a beard. I can't grow a beard.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I do like Jim Carrey though.
Yeah, I
He's
love
the
him.
man. Yeah.
Okay, next word. Balance.
Ballots, voting,
Balance.
balance. I was like ballots
Why
or
would I say balance?
Yeah,
Balance.
balance. tightrope walker. He's got great balance. Yeah, you're
How
trying to
your
think
brain
holistic.
works.
What is it? Are you thinking?
Everyone says such deep things, so like tightrope walker.
No, how about yeah, lady with a pot on her head and like walking miles with water. That is proper
Cool.
balance. Coolies in stations. Aren't you ever watching that amazed?
Me too. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How do they
Yeah,
do that?
yeah, without
When we
moving
go,
the neck.
yeah, and when we go to villages, I mean that is hard. That's proper balance. Yeah.
Future. That's your last word.
Last word. Back to the Future, the movie. That's the first thing that came up.
I was gonna think, you're gonna say something like, "Oh, this is what my future plans are."
But I don't have any future plans.
Really?
No, I don't. I mean, I do, but if it's fine, it works out, you know. But it's not, you know. I don't know. I don't have any like hardcore future plans, you know.
Really?
Yeah, for me,
I mean, it's believable for me. I'm asking you really, really so that because feel like the audience would think that.
I
you
mean,
know?
would I like the things I'm working on to work out?
For sure.
Yeah, of course I would. You know, I would like to build the best tennis academy in India, and that would be great. I would like to.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, why not? I would love to do that, right? And I'm working on it, and I'm looking at building one of the best. Well, actually, let's take a step back. Looking at finding different ways that I can offer the right things to the Chennai
Aspiring.
sporting ecosystem. Not aspiring athletes, that's one thing, but you know, you're not an aspiring athlete, but you like to work out, and there's a lot of things that happen in, you know, around the world when it comes to, I mean, you know that with
Yeah.
fitness and the cool things that come with it, and everything else, but creating an environment, creating a culture, I mean, that's cool, you know, to build something really nice. And I think Chennai, I don't know, Chennai, I feel like has grown. I mean, your opinion is probably just as valid as mine, but don't you think that like it's somehow changing the city?
A lot. A lot.
I mean, who would have thought that even 7 years ago that pole dancing would be accepted?
Yeah.
And as, you know, as popular as it is.
Yeah.
Right?
I
And
agree 100%.
And I, you know, there's so many cool things happening.
I feel like the awareness around health has improved so much
Yeah.
to a point where I find a lot of people who go to bed early than the ones who stay,
Up late.
yes, and
Yeah.
party.
Yeah.
Even the drinking scenes have come down.
They
I
have.
feel like they drink more matcha than more margaritas.
What's matcha?
You don't know what a matcha is? We need to make him a matcha girly soon. I'll make you a matcha girly soon.
Okay,
How
at
do you
least
not
we
know
know
what matcha
at
is?
Least, at least we know what cringe looks like for you. At least we know what judgment looks like for you. I don't know what I mean.
It's a drink. It's a Japanese tea drink. The one
Yeah,
in the.
so fancy.
This is the thing, right? So he doesn't have. He's not on Instagram. He does not doom scroll. He doesn't do any of the things that you generally would do. So he
Yeah.
doesn't know half the things that are supposed to be trend. Any trend he would not know.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, again, got off Twitter and got off Instagram on my phone. Best thing I've ever done. Best thing I've ever done. Because there's other things to do. There's other things to read. There's other. You will be amazed with how I think light you feel. You know. I mean, do you remember the last 10 reels you saw?
No.
There you go. Can't be that important. Can't be that
Oof.
important. Is it? I mean, I thought about it. I was like, why is this important?
Yeah.
Why is it important?
That's
Why is it
crazy.
important that? I mean, yeah, it's nice to see funny stuff, but I mean, I saw something. Yeah, you can see funny stuff just by looking out the window. You know? Yeah, there's always something happening.
That's crazy. The show is called This Is Me.
Oh, this is the show? Is that what it's called?
This is me.
This is me? Okay.
It's not about me, but the guest.
Yeah,
Obviously.
yeah, yeah.
So I want you to tell me 5 words that best describe you.
Depends on the day, man.
Yeah, okay, today.
Depends on the day, man. I mean, that's 5. Yeah.
Crazy.
You're not going to take that, are you?
No.
Okay, fine. 5 words that describe me. Do I have to get this vetted through friends,
No.
family?
I'm just trying to see the similarities between my guests.
Okay.
There's a word that all of them use, so I want to see if you're going to say that word.
All of them? Or you ask people who know me?
No,
What?
about themselves.
Oh,
All of the guests that
Uh.
have used 5 words to describe about themselves,
Yeah.
they've all used one common word.
okay.
So I'm trying to see if that pattern fits.
Uh, curious.
Oh my god, that's the word.
Curious?
That's literally the word.
Really?
Every single one of them has said that about themselves.
They're curious?
Yes.
Okay.
Crazy. That was crazy.
That's so weird
Yeah.
that I said that.
Yeah.
The
Right
first time.
after. Yeah.
And I guess you get a lot of curious people over
Yeah.
here. Yeah. How do you say things about yourself without like absolutely negging yourself or really putting yourself up? I don't know.
Just be
Uh,
honest.
Just being honest. 5 words to describe myself.
Curious.
Apart from curious. Sometimes impatient, sometimes patient. I don't know. Does that work?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, there's things that I'd like to be that I'm not. Does that count?
No.
Future. Goodness. Um, Spontaneous. Contradictory.
100%.
100%. But who isn't?
Yeah. But it takes a lot to accept and agree and know that for a fact.
But of course, we're contradictory.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, from yesterday I was. Of course, we
Every
are.
day is.
Every day.
Not
yeah.
even in comparison to others, just
To myself, yeah. Contradictory. I would say open. Pretty open to.
you've never made fun of me for not knowing enough.
Why should you know more about it? I don't know more.
No, I'm just saying in general.
I don't know that much about cricket or movies, and I know that the whole country knows a lot about those things. But if it's not like I disrespect it, it's just not what interests me.
Yeah.
And why can other people not? People don't need to be interested in tennis.
I know.
It's fine.
I'm just saying, like, for
Yeah.
example, I'm just saying that I agree that you're non-judgmental.
Thank you. At least we're on the same page
Yes.
there. Okay. So what were the 5 things? Curious,
Curious, spontaneous, open, non-judgmental, contradictory.
reasonable,
Yeah, that's a good way to-
reasonable. You can-
Sixth word.
6. I mean, if we wanted a bonus deal here.
That's fantastic.
Reasonable.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Anusha.
Yeah, welcome.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that was good.
Of course. Do you wanna quickly tell people where to go listen to your music?
Yeah. If you're listening, thank you. I hope you do listen to the music. It's much better than the voice that you're hearing currently. But you can hear the music on Spotify. You can hear the music on other streaming platforms. You can hear it on YouTube Music. Or you can hear it at a live gig here or there where I might be playing.
And you can also use the music for your Instagram reels.
You can.
They're
I won't
perfect
sue
songs. Yes.
You. I won't sue you even if you use it without Instagram's permission. I think I'll be fine, I promise you. If you like the song, that's more than enough for me. If you felt something with the song that I probably felt while writing or something else, I'm sure somebody would have felt sad at some point.
100%.
Yeah, or somebody would have had a fight with the person that they were in a relationship with at some point, and that's what this album is.
Or
It's-
somebody's just drinking and
Yeah.
they're not really an alcoholic.
and not really an alcoholic, but at some point you wake up in the morning and say, I'm never doing that
Never
again.
do that again.
So there's a lot of different things, but thank you for having me,
Thank
and thank you for
you.
listening.